Hey, it's Warren from DataTale. I've shown you how to get your LinkedIn and Facebook data into Power BI. Today I'm going to show you how to get your Twitter data into Power BI and to make this report. If you like this content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you stick around to the end, I'm actually going to give you the PBIX file so you can create this for yourself. So head over to your Twitter account, and what you need to do is go to the More options. So if you go here, More, and there is Analytics. If you click on Analytics, it'll open up. If you haven't activated it before, you will need to activate it, but once you've done that, you do get a Home option here and a Tweet option. So I want you to select on your tweets. And you do already have some pre-built information regarding your tweets here and some analytics. So I can see my engagements over time, how many times people have clicked my links, retweets, etc. So it is pretty good. It does have the links there and your engagement information all together. What I want to do is I want to bring this into Power BI. What I want to look at is what time of day is my best tweets. What day of the week do I get the best engagement rate by tweets? And we're going to bring that into Power BI to have a look. So if you scroll back up to the top, there is this export data option. So you can do it by last 28 days, or you can select a month. So it is the 5th of September when I'm recording this, so I can do the 1st to 5th of September. I can export that data. There's two options here. The one I'm going to be doing is by tweet. So I'm going to select that, and it's going to download a CSV to your downloads folder. Now you can select by month. Unfortunately, you can't select longer than a month. So my recommendation is, if you're bringing this data in, drop it into a data folder, and we'll bring that whole folder, we'll combine it and bring it into Power BI. So here's the data that I've downloaded. I've taken 2 months. So if I open one of them up, just to see what we're working with. So we have a tweet ID, the link for the tweet, the text, the time, and then all the analytics behind the tweet. And so there's quite a bit. And there's promoted tweets as well. So I haven't promoted any tweets. That's why these are all blank, so we can ignore them. But all this other information here is what we're now going to bring into Power BI. So if you can open up a blank Power BI file, go to Get Data, More, and what we want to get is the folder option. So the folder option is right here. Click on Connect, and then wherever you've saved that data, if you can click on the folder that it contains all that data. Make sure there's no other information or CSVs in there, otherwise it's going to break what we do now. So I've got a copy of the URL, paste that in there, hit on OK, and these are the two files. Now we have a few options. What I want to do is I want to combine and transform this data. So click on that, and that's going to take us into Power Query. So this is what it looks like. So it's all looking pretty good. So click on OK. I'm now in Power Query. I've got my profile options turned on so I can have a quick profile and have a look at the data. So I can see there's two source names, don't really need that information, tweet ID and the link, which is all good. And scroll down. So it's all looking pretty good. I'm just going to get rid of all that promoted. So here I can see, one distinct, no values. So what I'm going to do is just going to get rid of all those promoted because I don't use it. If you do use promoted tweets, You can feel free to leave that in, but I've deleted all of that out, and I hit close and apply. And this goes ahead and creates the model for us. And here we have all the fields on the right. So I've added some background and some images just to make it a little bit more engaging. But what can we actually get out of this Twitter data? So the first thing I'm going to create is a line and stacked column chart. Put that over there. Decrease the size of that. And what we could take is we can have a look at our engagement rate as a line. I have added a year-month column. So year-month in there. And we could look at the impressions as columns. So I haven't done much posting in September, so we'll change that to average. So here I can see over time the average of my impressions and the engagement rate of my impressions as well. So we could also, I'm just going to copy and paste that down here. So instead of looking at by year date, I could look at it day of the week. So sorry, I don't want to look at year month, let's look at day of the week. So I've got another column just to look at the day. And in this one we can now see over different times. So Sunday, we have average impressions of 750 and my engagement rate is around 0.15, so 0.5. So yeah, obviously I'm getting a lot more, better engagement rate during the day, weekday, on Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Same thing, if I paste that out again, I could look at the hour that I post. So if I take hour, just put that over year month, get rid of that. So in this example, looks like 10 o'clock, I'm getting the best rate and the best impressions. So these hours are not so great, and definitely here in the morning looks like I'm doing a better job. And so I can then combine the two, and I do want to look between. So if I look on a certain day, an hour. Now I don't really have enough data to have a look, but if we click on Sunday, so actually that's interesting if I can expand that. So I have just selected Sunday, and we can see, so on Sunday I did a 10 and an 8, so it's probably better for me to wait till 10 o'clock than 8 o'clock. I am definitely on limited data, so could be skewed by how interesting the post is. We could do a word cloud, so I've brought in a custom visual of the word cloud. Set that over here. And what do I tweet about? What did the text tell me? So there's something in here called tweet text. Yep, I'll drop that in. And again, there's not much, but you can see obviously I tweet a lot about Power BI. If you haven't used the word cloud before, you can clean that up as well. So I could have a card on just my engagement rate. Probably should change that to be percentage. So engagement rate is 14%. I think it's pretty high. And I'll just reduce the size of that. You could put, a time slicer in here if you wanted to on the time. There. On the dates. And the last thing I'm going to do is we'll just create a table. So I'll just create a table here, and we'll just take the impressions, tweet text, another link. Oh, click, not that one. Tweet link. So what I'm going to do now is I'll just clean this up a little bit so you can see what it looks like. So I've just cleaned it up a little bit. I've taken the URL and actually turned that into a web link and saved a bit of space with the URL icon. I've got rid of some of the stop words that were in here, which was skewing this a little bit, removed the background and cleaned it up a little bit. So there will be a copy of this PBI. I'll save it as a PBIT, so it's a template. Not that I have much data in there that it makes it very interesting. Hopefully you have a bit more of a Twitter history than me and gain some insights from that. So if you enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe. The link is down below if you want a copy of the PBIT. Feel free to post it up on LinkedIn or Twitter and tag me. Would love to see what you can do with a lot more Twitter data than what I have. But I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you later.